Greetings, YouTube. By now, everybody's seen that President Trump was shot. Thank God he's still alive. Look, man, I would have made a video right after it happened. I don't want to be Johnny Dramatic, but it fucked me up pretty good because it could have been the worst day of our lives. No surprise that I love that man. And I would, without even hesitation, I would give my life for President Trump because he is the last hope for not only America, but for the entire world. They're just too fucking stupid to know it. So some initial thoughts. This is going to be very short because it's all been covered by a million channels, but things that I noticed. Here we are, almost 3 hours after the fact, and CNN, up until about 20 minutes ago, wasn't even showing anything about it. It was like it never happened. Big surprise. Now they were saying, I saw a headline that the Trump rally, the Secret Service rushed President Trump off stage, or the Trump rally interrupted by an event. And their dumb fucking viewing audience, they're happy with that kind of censorship. They don't want to fucking know. And, I don't know why they'd be celebrating, I'm sure. But what do I think about what happened? Lots of things. I'm going to put as the cover, or the thumbnail, I'll put a picture up, and it's the shooter laying there dead. But if you look at it, I put an arrow pointing to his sleeve. He's wearing, I think, light camouflage, desert camo pants, I think. But on his shirt, he's got an American flag. And right off the bat, when I saw that, I thought, you know what, man? Now that he's dead, they can spin, and they will spin, any story that they want. And I guarantee you that this guy, according to the left, is going to end up being some hardcore Christian conservative, dude who's a gun-loving, pro-Second Amendment. They're going to spin this motherfucking guy right into your average Trump dude, but somehow he got mad at Trump or whatever, or thought, whatever the case. Who is the guy really? I guess we'll never know, right? I mean, look how many years it's been, and we still don't know exactly what the details were regarding the President Kennedy assassination. But do you think for a second, I don't think our own government was involved in this? I mean, there are so many possibilities, and they count on that. There's so much smoke, you'll never know. You get a fucking idiot like Soros, and he could, find some dude that's dying of cancer or something and say, look, here, we'll put 20 million in your family's bank account, and all you got to do is this, that, or the other thing, and wear these clothes while you're doing it. I mean, there's always a patsy to be found, and that's why it's sad. I was hoping that this asshole would be paralyzed from the upper lip down or something and not out. But he's gone, so we're going to have to hear all the different stories. The picture of Trump with his fist up, blood and all that, it's going to be the most iconic picture of our lifetime, for sure. And, I'm sure they just guaranteed his victory. The left has all the motivation in the world to do this because they've got to stop this election. And that should scare you because they have tried everything in the book. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. But none of it's worked. The only thing left is to spin up some kind of civil war or some kind of massive unrest on a national level so they can call in the National Guard to quell things once they let the cities burn for a while. And then they can delay the elections inevitably. Look, some of you might be thinking, man, you're a conspiracy guy. Years ago, I would have laughed at somebody talking like this, but I'm old enough now and I've seen enough to know that I was wrong. Our government is not the good guys like I always thought they were. I mean, I was part of the fucking government. And I always thought that the government, for the most part, had our best interest at heart. That's not the case. Listen, there are people that are very sad that President Trump survived this. Personally, I think it was an act of God. I don't think Chris Kyle could have fucking shot somebody's ear from far away. That is literally, I think God moved President Trump's head at the right spot, just enough to get, because it makes a statement, that he did get shot. And he's a fucking Green Beret of presidents. I mean, putting his fist up in the, come on, man. Everything you and I love about Trump is exactly what these communist blue-haired triple-vax people can't stand about him. I mean, the guy is the only president ever that didn't get a paycheck and lost. He came out of office with less money than he went into office. And this is the exact reason they can't stand him. He is a threat to every institution that is corrupt and fucked up in this country. And, they're not going to stop here. My thoughts on the Secret Service reaction? God bless the Secret Service, but quite frankly, I thought they were a little slow getting to the president. You know, well, you don't know anything about fucking protecting people. All right, so it's not my forte. I just think it took a little long. The other thing is, why in the fuck is President Trump making any speech anywhere without bulletproof partitions in front of him? We've seen this before, you know, White House events where they've had that. This man should never be in public without some kind of a clear bulletproof screen. I don't get why that's not happening. You know, maybe he was against it. I don't know. But hopefully in the future they'll take care of that. How did a guy get onto the high ground with a weapon and not be seen by the Secret Service snipers and spotters that are watching all of the high ground long before the president ever gets on stage? How did that happen? You know, is this dude a disgruntled fucking Secret Service guy? Is this guy a fucking... Who knows? And the fact is, we're never really going to know, are we? Because there'll be enough stories out there by tomorrow that it'll just be too fucked up to figure out. Like I said, we still don't know exactly who shot President Kennedy, do we? Of course, you and I know who did it, but we don't know exactly the details of it because they fucking murked it up with enough bullshit. But the fact of the matter is, the right-minded, and I don't mean right-left as in conservative Democrat, the correct thinking world is counting on President Trump. You know, I heard Putin, I watch this Ukraine shit every day on Telegram, and I see the gore is off the charts. But I will tell you this, you know, Putin, love him or hate him, there's no way for him to get out of this fucking war he's in. And I'm going to bring Trump into this in a second. He's in it too far. I mean, on a very, let's just say he's lost 300,000 fucking men. He's lost more than that, but let's just say it's 300. Let's just say it's 100,000. It's fucking unbelievable. They've lost more in the last couple months than I think we lost in 20 years in Afghanistan. That's not much of an exaggeration. They are losing fucking people left, right, and center. He's far too committed. There's no way he can just quit. His own people would fucking turn against him and kill him because what the fuck? You got Ukraine is destroyed now for the most part, and you got all these fucking dead and injured and crippled Russian men. You know, so I couldn't believe it, but I saw Putin, who I believe thought that he could do this in 3 days. Hey man, we got a fucking brain dead dude in the White House. If there's ever a time to take this fucking territory, it's now. And I think Putin thought that his military was a lot stronger than it is. He thought it was more together than it is, because that's the intel that I get, is that people tell him what he needs to hear. And that's a dangerous thing when you're a leader. You need to hear the truth. But for whatever reason, the 3-day thing has turned into a fucking, you know, years-long nightmare with no end in sight. And I saw Putin on a clip 2 days ago. He said, paraphrasing, he said, President Trump has said that he has a plan that could, you know, end this war and he could implement it before he takes office. And he said, Putin said, and I am very interested in that plan. I don't know what the plan is, but I'm very interested and willing to listen to it. That's pretty fucking heavy. That should be like a #1 news story. That tells me he wants out of this motherfucker, but there's no way out. He can't take a loss. He's going to have to be able to claim a victory. What do you think, Mike? I think Trump is a businessman. We all know it. And I think he's going to grab Zelensky and say, look, man, you're going to give him the Donbass, you're going to give him the, you know, Crimea or whatever, but, you know, keep the port area, whatever, what is it, Odessa? I don't know. You got to give him a victory. And then I've got people lined up, man, that are going to rebuild your country. And, you know, those people are going to make millions and gazillions of dollars. You know, people that make fucking, you know, tools, nails, screws, bricks, whatever the fuck it's going to take to rebuild Ukraine. Somehow there's got to be a money and a business opportunity in it. That way you get to keep your country, and Putin gets to get the fuck out. He keeps this two of the fucking 3 territories that he wanted. It's going to be something like that in my mind. And I think Putin will accept it, you know, because Trump is a chess player. And he has to give Putin a victory, and he's got to give Zelensky a victory. Or he'll just tell Zelensky, you're going to be on your own, man. And you know what that means. So that's a whole other subject. I just want to say, look, thank you, God, for protecting President Trump. And for all you sick fucks that just, oh, I wish he would have got hit in the face. Just remember, man, what goes around comes around. And you can smile today, but you'll be crying tomorrow, because this shit just is self-perpetuating. I worry just as much about what the right is going to do now. I mean, it's my own fucking team, if you want to call it that. It scares me because they have had it up to here with the fucking communism that has fucking taken over our government and all of the shit that's going on. I don't trust a lot of these people to be able to hold back, and I don't want to see violence in this country. Violence on a massive scale will play right into these fucking communist people's hands. This is what they want. That's why Pelosi didn't have the National Guard out on January 6th. They want damage. They want trouble. And they will do anything to hang on to the power. And these fucking triple vax, blue-haired fucking non-gender people, man, that support this are either ignorant or they're fucking enemies of the state. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. These people are so fucking dangerous. Even in their ignorance, they're dangerous. To support anybody that doesn't have love for our country and our Bill of Rights and our Constitution makes you an enemy of this country. And it's disgusting. But anyways, that's my thoughts on it. Say your prayers. I think we're in for one hell of a fucking year. Stay safe.